appeal?
Madam Chair, it would appear that there are no representatives from the taxpayer. This is the taxpayer who we finished the last time on our last meeting, who just stood up here and wouldn't go home. It's the same individual who called, said something to me. That's who the gentleman is. And so if he's not here, I believe if you guys so desire, it would be very appropriate to make a finding of holding the value as recommended by our tax office.
I just have one question, Madam Chair. The value was originally, I think, 190 and change, and it was changed to 151. Why did it go back to 155, 885?
We found that what happened was he was not in a floodplain. He didn't have that additional depreciation for a floodplain, and the properties around him were in a floodplain. So when we put him in the floodplain for that initial additional depreciation, that was the value.
Okay.
Okay. Well, keep it at value, right?
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the value as recommended by the assessor of 155, 885.
Second.
So we have a motion, we have a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. So second, I see consent agenda.
Madam Chair, just a point of disclosure. Number 5 on the consent agenda is my brother. We do not live together, so there's no conflict, but it is a perceived conflict. I just wanted to disclose that prior to taking action.
So what?
Huh?
What? What are you saying?
I said number 5
Okay,
on the consent agenda is my brother.
okay.
And so, but it's not a conflict because we don't live in the same house.
Okay.
So, but it's a perceived conflict, and I just wanted to disclose it just for open disclosure purposes.
Okay. Okay.
So you look for a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Yes, have a motion.
Make that motion.
A second. Have a motion and a second in a discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. So that ends. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Just one question.
Okay.
I've asked 3 or 4 times, of the number of people that appealed, how many adjustments were made. I asked that for last year's evaluation, and I still have not received an answer. And I'd like an answer based on this year's appeals also.
How many people?
How many people appealed and how many adjustments were made based on those appeals?
Okay, the number of appeals was 1,618. But I don't know, do we know how many? 1681, but
I can go through it today. I
Right.
can work on it today if
Yeah.
Jennifer would like that.
yeah,
That'd be fine.
yeah.
Okay, and that's for last year during the evaluation when the appraisal company was here?
Yep.
And then also for this year as we've adjusted with the appeals for this year.
Okay.
I may not be able to get both of them.
I understand. That's fine. That's fine. I've been asking for several months now. Another day's not gonna hurt, but I would appreciate that information.
Thank you all for getting that information to him. Appreciate it. We had a motion and a second.
Mhm.
Also, we have a motion and a second to adjourn, meeting adjourned.